this is the banner that God has given us, divine connection. This is the year of divine release. But in each month, we have a theme. Last month, it was divine access. Now we have divine connection. Next year will be our year of divine expansion. Haven't gotten that yet, but we've got all this divineness that God is putting forth as the banner or the umbrella over this house. So everything we do will be connected to a divine work. So some of you all will go into places that you will have a divineness over your life. When things happen divinely, you can't explain it humanly. I'll say it again. The things that are going to happen to you, don't try to explain it humanly, because you won't be able to do it. It's going to be a divine process. So it's going to shock some people, may even shock you. But you got to know that if you're under the banner of divineness, don't try to figure out what's happening. Just allow God to do it, and you'll learn later how God works. Just let him work. Don't try to figure everything out, because you won't. Because when God works, he don't have to show you everything that he does. You just, what you do is step into what he's doing. Like this. Moses didn't ask God how he parted the sea. He didn't need to know that. He needed to do what? Get to the other side. So if you need to get to the other side, why are you trying to find out how God is doing it? Don't worry about that. Just take the advantage of favor. You can't explain favor. You can't explain how the last shall be first and the first shall be last. You can't explain that. Okay, so you can't explain how they saw something on the x-ray and then when you came back it wasn't there. You can't explain that. So stop trying to minimize God's work and just let him work. So we move into this morning divine connection. Say divine connection. Okay, now I believe that when I have something to give, I want people to want what God has for them. Now, how many of you sitting out there know that God has prepared something just for you? Okay, now if he's to prepare something just for you, then that means you come with an expectation. So whenever you come to church, don't come to sit. Come expecting that something is about to hit you that's going to shift you into the next dimension of your life. And I wouldn't drive out here, Rita, just for an experience that I've been getting all my life but hadn't changed my life. Yeah. When I come now, I want to be so engrossed in what God is doing that if a fly lands on me, I don't want to miss. I ain't got time to fan right now, because what's happening is I'm so engrossed with what I'm getting. It's like it's good. Now, I don't want nothing to distract me. Don't text me. Don't email me. Don't hunch me. Don't get up to go to the bathroom. Hold it till the preacher get through. All right. Yeah. So as we hear God divinely talking to us about connection, I want to start here at my first screen in 1 Corinthians 6 and 17, and let's go into the word. Here, you can start my time now. Amen. You start my time now. Okay. The first word here is but. But he that is joined to the Lord is one spirit. But he that is joined, which means that there are some things that are happening to people, but they are not joined to God, which means that they're doing things apart from the power, the protection, the favor, and the influence that God gives. And when you approach these people, they usually have a negative report every time you talk to them. Because they don't understand that when you are joined to Christ, or when you're joined to God, it gives you an advantage before you are attacked. So when it's not that is when you're going to be attacked, but sometimes it's how you're going to be attacked. Because we know that we're going to have an attack, but sometimes we don't know how. And sometimes we're even baffled by who. And the people sometimes who approach us and attack us are the people that we really thought were on our side. And it's really a low blow when the person who you thought had your back now has a dagger in your back. And you know what? Now it is so bold that the people who used to stab you in your back will come to you with the dagger in front of you and telling you what they're going to do before they do it. Okay. Yeah, maybe y'all hadn't met those people yet. But yeah, there are some people who are bold now will tell you to your face, I don't like you. I just despise you. Why? I just don't like you. Okay? And so you got to be joined to something bigger than your feelings. Because if you don't understand your feelings will move into emotions, and you will be doing something that you thought you were saved from. But this Bible said, but he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit, which means that I want to talk to your spirit this morning. I want to talk to your divine connection to let you know that you are not attached to your feelings, but your feelings have to be attached to him. Now, this word one there is very important, but he that is joined into the Lord is one. I'm going to teach here a little bit. One. The word in, E-N, one. It is not a similar spirit. It is not a like spirit. It is the same spirit. I want you to get this now. But he that is joined into the Lord has the same spirit. Okay? Okay. Because if I believe that I have if I believe I have the spirit, but don't know that the spirit is the same spirit, I believe that me and Jesus can't cohabitate in the same place because we don't have the same spirit, because that's Jesus. No, that's not right. If the Spirit of God is in you, you have the same spirit that Jesus had. Okay. Let me. I got to change our way that we think, because sometimes we think that we can't identify ourselves with Jesus. Okay? All right. If we have been saved, how can we not be like Jesus if he's the one that saved us? Okay? All right. Okay. All right. I got to be careful how I say this, because I don't want to make you think that I'm preaching heresy, but I want to show you something here that that you might not have seen. Let's go to Romans 8 and 11. Let's kind of put some meat on these bones here, because if I can't expand your mind, I can't expand your results. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead does what? Dwell in you. So it's possible that the same spirit that got Jesus up out of the lives in you. Is that what the Bible says? He that raised up Christ from the dead shall also do what? Come on. Say, but if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell where? He that Christ from the shall also do what? Quicken your what? By his what? That does what? So the same spirit that we talk about on the resurrection day, that the power that was in the grave, it didn't stay in the grave. It didn't even stay in Jesus. Lord have mercy. It says if the same spirit that got Jesus up out of the grave now can be in you, the same thing that happened to Jesus can happen to you. Because it's the same spirit that lives in him that lives in you. So if anything on earth tries to bury you, okay, y'all got to get this. Let me come down here. If a stone couldn't hold Jesus, how can you let problems bury you? I want to tell you to come to church not to hear a sermon. I want you to come to church to awaken the resurrector that's in you, so you will not go through life thinking that you need somebody to pray for you, but you need the power of God to come up in you and raise you up out of your own mess. Oh, y'all. Are you getting this? So the same spirit that was in Jesus is in you. Put your hand to yourself and say, Seth, there's a power in me that needs to be released. Oh, Lord. And so I want to shift you this morning to let you know you are divinely connected to that power. That power hadn't left you, even though sometimes you walk away from it. Because what he puts in you, baby, cannot be taken out. He puts it so deep in you that when you want to do something that you don't want to do, when you want to do something that you don't want to do, there's a fight going on because God ain't going to let you go. Okay. He ain't going to give up on you that easy. That's why some of y'all can't do what you used to do, because you're still fighting the old way, and the old way wants to win, but the new way saying, I ain't gonna let you go. There's somebody in here that God is still holding on to, even though you're trying to do your own thing. You can't, because the spirit in you won't let you do it. I need you to know this morning that there's more power in you than you realize. Hold on now. Let's go back to my screen. Because the same spirit does dwell in you. Put your hand through yourself and say, Self, that's a spirit dwelling in me. All right, now. So now, let's see how this thing works. I'll tell you. Okay. So I'm one with Jesus, because he is my elder brother. So how can he be my elder brother and the same thing that be in him not be in me? The reason why the enemy does want you to not believe that the same thing that was in Jesus is not in you is because he knows he can't fight Jesus, but he can fight you. But if you don't know that the same thing that was in Jesus was in you, then you will let the enemy bamboozle you to think that you're going to have oil rubbed on your head. I don't need oil rubbed on my head. I need my head renewed to let me know the oil is already in me. Oh, Lord. Are you again? Why would you want something rubbed on you when it's already in you? You're trying to get power, but you ain't activating the power that you got. That's just like you're trying to get somebody to jump off your car and your battery ain't dead. Huh? Are you getting this? Got cables and everything. And everything, ain't nothing wrong with your battery. It just need to be turned on, baby. All you need to know, watch it. Sometimes the only way you'll know what's not dead in you is that something got to turn you on. Lord have mercy. I was listening to a commercial. I listened to a commercial, and it was a car. It said, when you turn on your car, does it return the favor? Okay, I'm going to say it again. Are you getting it? In other words, what you're trying to turn on, once you turn it on, does it turn around and then turn you back on? If what you're trying to get to crank up now ain't cranking up you, when you crank it up, it might not be worth cranking up. Okay. Yeah, y'all getting this? Why would I want to keep cranking something up? And every time it cranks up, it don't do nothing for me. I want a return on investment now. If I'm going to come to church, if I'm going to crank up my car and come to church, when I get to church, church should crank me up.